Okay. Thank you all for attending the conference. Again, my name is Sherelle Green, and I'm going to be going over some of the important parts of the solicitation that I want you to pay specific attention to. Okay. Has everyone had a chance to read the RFP?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to allow everyone to introduce themselves. I believe, have one staff member on the line. Johanna, can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, I'm Johanna Fabian Marks, Director of Policy and Plan Management at the Exchange, and I oversee and work with the consultants in this role.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. Okay. I'm sorry, did everyone say that they did have a chance to look at the RFP?
Yes.
Okay. So just a few things. And I'm going to try to go in order. This is a 3-year base term contract with 2 1-year options. If you are familiar with working with the state, I'm going to have to close my camera down a little bit because I can't do both. If you are familiar with working with the state, then you know the options are optional to MHBE needs, right? 9 times out of 10, we do exercise the options, but it's always a possibility that we won't. Okay. The closing date for the solicitation is April the 19th. Let's make sure I have that there. What's going on here? And the last day to submit any questions. I'm sorry, the proposal close date is April the 10th, sort of like a month away from now. And the last day to submit any questions so that we can get them back to you in a feasible time. I believe it's the 28th, but why is it not showing up on this thing? Wait a minute. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Yes, March the 28th at 10 o'clock a.m. The RFP closes on April the 10th at 10. And the last day to submit questions is the 28th at 10 a.m. Okay. Now, granted, there is some flexibility with the Q&A, but please don't try to submit 15 questions on March the 29th. Okay. Nate?
Yeah, I just had one question on the.
You got to announce your name and the agency that you're with.
I'm sorry, Nate Wiener with Innovacer. Just wanted to clarify on the April 10th, it doesn't have a time listed for the RFP, and I think I just heard you say 10 a.m. I just wanted to confirm that and not like a 5 p.m.
Oh, right, correct.
It's 10 a.m.
I
April 10th.
will send out an amendment. I thought that 10 a.m. was on there.
It's only listed 10 a.m. for the questions. There's no time listed for the proposal due date on the key information summary sheet.
I got the 10th date was all right, so then let me just put this at 10. I know it's in Emma, but that's fine.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you so much. One, 10. And you will see that amendment posted on Emma as well as a direct mailing list, okay? I think some of my stuff got chopped up. I don't know. All right. There is no MBE goal for this particular solicitation. However, we do have a minimum quals section. Has everyone read those minimum qualifications? You could just raise your hand. Thank you. I just want to touch on that a little bit. Minimum quals, for those who may not know, it's sort of like a pass or fail regarding solicitations with the state of Maryland. Meaning, if you can't meet those minimum qualifications, we don't review your technical proposal any further, and then you are eliminated. right? If you don't answer the minimum clause effectively, it's not a curable item. That means I don't have to, and I won't send you an email stating, I didn't quite understand your minimum clause, or you didn't answer this kind of correctly. I don't give you a chance to cure that, right? That has to be precise, and it has to be effective, and it has to be clear. So please make sure that you meet those minimum qualifications and that you um, effectively address each one and submit any documents that we request. Okay.
If we have a question around the minimum quals, is now the time to ask, or would you like me to hold that?
I hold it until after.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. The summary statement. The Maryland Health Benefit Exchange is issuing this request for a proposal to provide Actuarial consulting services for the health benefit plan, state reinsurance program support, and other activities as described in Section 2.3. It is MHBE's intention to obtain services as specified in this RFP from a contract between the selected offeror and the state. The anticipation duration of this services to be provided under the contract is based on terms of a 3-year start, hopefully starting on July 1st, 2025, and running through June 30th, 2028, with 2 additional 1-year options exercised at the sole discretion of MHBE. Okay. MHBE intends to award okay, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. MHBE intends to award a primary contract as a result of this RFP. Please see RFP section 4.0 for more contract award information. The successful offeror will be expected to provide contractual assistance when called upon by MHBE. Work under this contract shall be performed on an as-needed basis, and no minimum or maximum amount of work is guaranteed. Okay? Hopefully you have read all of that. I just wanted to touch on some of those items in the summary. Okay? A little bit about the background and purpose. The Maryland Health Benefit Exchange was established in April 2011 in accordance with the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act of 2010, ACA. The MHBE is the independent state agency charged with administering the private insurance marketplace in Maryland. The insurance article of the Nominated Code of Maryland Insurance Article grants MHBE boards authority to operate the state-run marketplace and other matters for compliance with the applicable provisions of the insurance article and the Code of Maryland Regulations, COMAR. COMAR is our Bible for the state of Maryland. You can Google it and you can have access to it. It's not a private, just for state workers. Okay, that's the background and purpose. And it's more, but you can continue since you read it. Just make sure you highlight that. And section 2.0 is where we have our expectations. If you have any questions about our expectations and the scope of work, this would be a good time to have access some questions if you like. If not, think about it, write it down, and send me an email. Okay. And your emails can be sent to me via email and not through Emma. And that's in the RFP as well. Okay, staff requirements in section 2.3.3. The contractor must meet the following staffing requirements. The lead receiver, a key personnel position who will have primary responsibility for overseeing the work on the contract and sign any final actual reports and opinions, must possess and maintain for the duration of the contract terms Fellow of Society of Actuarial, FSA, or Associate of Society, I think, of Actuarials, ASA, designation, and be a member in good standing of the American Academy of Actuaries. Is everybody familiar with that? The FSA and the ASA? Okay. Well, I see Josh shaking his head. I'm assuming you guys are. Have at least 5 years of experience in the review and analysis of health benefit rate filings. This experience need not be consecutive, but must have occurred within 7 years of the date the proposal is submitted. And possesses a bachelor's degree, BA or BS, in accounting, insurance, mathematics, finance, risk management, business administration, or a curriculum related to the successful performance of the required service. Okay. Additional requirements in section 2.3.4.1, your project management. The contractor shall designate a contract manager, okay? A key personnel position who shall be responsible for the administration of the contract, resolving technical questions related to the contract and monitoring all services to be performed under the contract. The contract manager shall have at least 2 to 5 years of experience as a contract manager. The contract manager will be required to interface with the state's contract monitor on a regular basis during the terms of the contract. And then there's some other, it's another paragraph to that. Make sure that you, when you're setting up your technical proposal, that you go through and be assured that you address those items and meet those requirements. Okay. There's a section for invoicings, problem escalations that you should get familiar with. In the event that something occurs, you have a plan on when and how that will be implemented. In section 4, we have the proposal submission information and instructions, right? All proposals and attachments must be submitted via EMMA. No faxes, no emails, right? So if the proposal, if the RFP closes at 10 o'clock a.m. on April the 10th, please don't wait till 10 or 9:59, because well, first of all, if it's after 10 by 1 minute, it'll shut down. Emma won't allow you to do so. And if you're not familiar with Emma, I would say play around with it prior to. Give yourself some time so that you don't, in case you run into anything, any type of difficulty, some technical issues, you just never know, right? You got to be proactive and not reactive, because if we don't have it by 10, give me a second, Greg. If we don't have it by 10, it won't be accepted. And I won't accept any late proposals via email, because it's not going to be on us that you can't get it up unless Emma has a problem, right? If Emma has a problem and it's not letting you upload, then that's on us and the exceptions will be made. But I can always reach out to Emma and get that report, and they'll let me know if that was the case. Okay, I'm gonna do Greg first, and then Frederick, I'll do you second. Okay, Greg.
Thank you. I actually had not lowered my hand, but I will ask a question since I have the opportunity.
Just the company that you with, please.
Yeah, I'm with Axine Health Partners.
Okay.
Section 2.3 requires both a contract manager and a lead reviewer. Do those need to be 2 distinct people, or can the same person fulfill both roles?
Johanna.
Could you repeat that one more time?
Yes, section 2.3 requires 2 key personnel positions, both a lead reviewer and a contract manager with distinctive requirements. Can the same person fulfill both roles, or do you need a separate person to be the contract manager and to keep the lead reviewer?
The same person could fulfill both roles.
Okay.
But in saying that, they both have to meet the minimum qualifications for that position.
Sure.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
The person would have to meet the qualifications for both roles.
Is that okay, Greg?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Frederick. Did I say Frederick had a question? I thought Frederick Bush. Maybe he raised his hand by mistake. I don't know. Okay. He'll come back. Okay. I have another section that I want. Oh, is that? Okay. Sorry, my mic was not. Are you okay now? Frederick? No. Okay. You want to type your question in the comments? And maybe I can share it with the group. No, it's okay. I'll submit it. Okay, thank you. Hey, we love technology, right? All right. Okay. All right. It's another section that I want to ensure that you are familiar with, and then I can open the floor for questions. Okay. So everyone's clear that all submissions are supposed to be via Emma. Your technical proposal and your financial proposal are two separate files to be uploaded. Please do not submit any financials with your technical, right? So that means you have to, I'm not a vendor, so I'm not really sure how it looks on your end, but from opening up financials and technicals, there are two separate tabs that you can submit, one for technical and one for financials. Okay. Again, don't wait to the last minute and try to do this. You can play around with Emma anytime you want. You have a lot of time to do so. Okay. Please make sure that your financial proposal is signed and dated. Please do not alter the financial proposal. Okay. And it is in the PDF, but you never know. But please do not alter the financial proposal. Or presentations. Rarely do we ask for oral presentations, but just know that there is an option for the agency, and that's stated in section 4.8. And basically what that means is if we get all you lovely proposals and we feel like we need some more information or some clarity on some of the aspects of your technical proposal, we can set up oral presentations and give you an opportunity to explain those sections or questions that we may have moving forward. Okay? No pressure. All right. In section 4.15, did somebody raise their hand? Because it's kind of hard to see. Okay. In section 4.15, basically, acceptance of the terms and conditions of the state. By submitting a proposal in response to this RFP, the offeror, which is you guys, if selected for award, shall be deemed to have accepted the terms and conditions of this RFP and the contract attached hereto as Exhibit 2. Okay? Keep that in mind. Yes, Frederick. Did he put a question in the comments? Frederick, can you hear me? I thought it fixed it. I'm not sure, but it did not. Okay. Sorry, guys. Anybody got any questions about accepting the terms and conditions of the state contract? Okay. All right, let's go down a little bit further. Verification of registration and tax payments. So everybody should be registered with SDAT, which is the State Department of Assessment and Taxation. So let's just say that one of you guys get awarded the contract, and we go to SDAT to verify your business, make sure you have a resident agent, make sure everything is good, and it comes up that you're not in good standing with the state. That can alleviate you from being accepted, getting an award. So make sure your state documents or your filing status, that you don't owe the state any money, and everything else is up to par. because if you get awarded, and I've had this done, and I can give you a day or two, maybe, right, to get that fixed. But working with the state don't never take a day or two, right? So when you get a chance, just go look at your status, make sure you're in good standing. Because I would hate to say, hey, you got awarded this contract, and then I go to SStat, and your company or agency is not in good standing, and I give you a day or two to cure, which is impossible with the state of Maryland, and then I have to move on to the runner-up. Okay, just some things you need to look at and pay attention to, because I've had it happen. Yes, Greg.
I'm in section 4.7 on the RFP, and that link to SStat is not working for me. I'm not sure if that's a problem just on my end, or if you could
Did
send
you do control click? If you hover over it, it says control click, and it takes you to. If not, you can go to stat.com and look it up. But I will make a note of that if you're saying it didn't work for you. Matter of fact, I'm on here now. Let me do control click. Well, it opened for me.
Oh, okay.
So it must be you. Sorry.
All right.
Just did it. Maybe you missed the control click part. Frederick, are you trying to ask another question? Let me just type this in.
Wow.
No. So then why do you keep raising your hand? I don't know. Hey, this y'all meeting. You can raise your hand as many times as you want. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. We're almost there, guys. Proposal submissions. Please pay attention to that in section 5. Right. It tells you how to do your technical proposal. They want you to submit every section in tabs. Your financial proposal is volume 2. Okay. Proposal delivery and packages. We all know that it's via Emma only. Okay. But here's what I want you to really pay attention to. Right. In section 5.3, it says technical proposal. The technical proposal shall include the following documents and information in the order specified as follows. Each section of the technical proposal shall be separate by a tab as described, right? And it says A through E. Proposals will be rejected if the required attachment is not submitted or is inaccurate or incomplete. Tabs F through R, proposals may be rejected if the required attachment is not submitted or is inaccurate. So make sure when you're looking at section 5.3 and it says tabs and documents, like tab A tells you title page and table contents. Okay. Title B, claim of confidentiality. Anything on this tab sheet, if it says tab not applicable, you don't have to submit it, right? But make sure you pay attention to this particular section, and it's color coded, right? It tells you in the tan section, these are the things that we want. And then in the pink section, I believe, or kind of pinkish, tab E, minimum qualifications, right? You got to submit those and you got to have it correct. So it tells you pretty much, right? Don't forget that your references shall be from a customer for whom the offer has provided goods or services within the past 5 years, right? And on company's letterhead.
Doing well. How's everyone doing?
Good. Thank you for playing.
Hello, sir. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. So make sure that you get your references on company's letterhead. Don't send me the name, address, and phone number of your reference. I mean, it's good because that's you sending it to me. That's not them telling me how much they valued you as a customer and what a great job you did for them. Okay. Financial capabilities, and it goes on. Okay. And last but not least, there are some attachments. There's no bid bond. There's no MBE go. There's no Maryland living wage, and you will see that, right? Just make sure you go through the RFP, and if you have any questions, because I'm here for you, right? If you have any questions, this is your meeting. You can type them in the chat. You can ask me, and I'm here as long as you need me. Feel free to call me, or preferably if you got a question, please put it in the email. Yes, Johanna. Was that a mistake too? Okay.
That was a mistake.
Okay. Well, now I can come back on camera a little bit. Okay. So after all that, I just went through the highlighted points of the RFP, right, to make sure that they knew how to submit it. I made sure that they knew that we do verify their status with the state of Maryland. So for them to maybe get a head jump on making sure that their business is registered and in good standing. And the order in which the RFP should be presented, and the importance of making sure they have all the attachments with the RFP. So guys, this is, again, this is your meeting. I'm here for you. Please ask as many questions as you like. I'm going to open the floor for questions at this time. Now, I'm good, but I ain't that good. Somebody got one. Thank you, Nate. Please help me.
I'll break the ice. Thank you.
Break the ice for me.
I have a question, and maybe a two-part question on the minimum qualifications on item 1.4. It says the offer has not worked for any of the insurance carriers on the exchange within the last 5 years. And so the question I have is, if a company is a subsidiary of a larger company, and the larger company has had relationships, does that cause a conflict, or is it just focused in on the subsidiary that relationships with those particular carriers? If maybe there's an option to submit like a mitigation plan or perceived conflict of interest mitigation plan.
I think we're going to have to get back to you on
Sure.
that one.
I can submit it in writing. And then the other piece of that too, and I'll just verbally, is I know that the carriers on the exchange, some of them are very large companies, and they have very large corporate networks, I guess, to a point, right? And so my question, I guess, that I'll add to the writing as well is, if it's not, if the relationship hasn't been with the Maryland entity that is on the exchange versus another entity across the country that is not under their corporate structure, would that be considered a conflict? So, but I'll submit in writing.
I might can answer that for you, because I looked at what happened the last time this went out, and I thought I was specific when I put it in the minimum qualification. The offeror has not worked for any of the insurance carriers on the exchange within the last 5 years. Please, so if the company itself, I'm kind of confused about your question with that.
So like if the company has worked with, say, another corporate entity of, say, Kaiser or something like that, that's not part of the Kaiser of Maryland, but it's a Kaiser of some other state of some sort, would that, because it's a Kaiser, does that create a conflict?
Are they a carrier on the exchange?
The Kaiser is, but it's Kaiser, the Kaiser Permanente of Maryland, right? It's not the Kaiser Permanente of, say, California.
Yeah, Nate, I understand your question. I think we'll have to get back to you on that one as well.
Okay, yeah, because it sounds like the same question that he asked prior. So if it's okay, so
Do it. I'll submit it to. I'll submit two questions. Just to cover
put that
it.
one in writing and make it 2 questions for us, please. That's great. Thank you so much. Good question, though. I mean,
Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Josh, you awful quiet. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I am.
We do not have any questions at this time.
Okay, so that means I'm gonna get a lot in writing. Take your time and think about it. Greg, any questions?
Nothing right now.
Okay. Joan? I think I'm button this on. William?
I'm sorry, I'm good. Thank you.
I don't have any questions.
Okay. None at all. So there's nothing anyone would like to ask. This is your meeting. Please take the opportunity to bombard me if you like. And if not, I get it. You want to go back, look at the RFP, and you can send as many questions as you like via email, right? And my email address is on the RFP, and I will send a revised one with the time and date for submission. Well, if there's no more questions, that will conclude our pre-proposal conference for the Actuarial Support Service solicitations. I look forward to hearing from you guys one way or another. Even if you send an email 3 o'clock in the morning, I might not respond at 3, but probably around 6. I'm an early person. I will get back to you. But again, the Q&A closes on March the 28th at 10 o'clock. So please don't submit 20 questions on the 27th, because we might not be able to get to all your questions, right? And we want you to be able to submit a viable technical proposal. Give you your best shot at, being a good candidate for getting this contract. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. Johanna, can you stay on the line, please? Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, Joanna.
All right. Bye-bye. Stop the recording.